You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to the line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Defending liberty 1 hour at a time and broadcasting live from the RWB Network studios in New York City, this is the Ryno Report. Always right.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We are going to make America great again.
My fellow Americans, let's roll.
And now, here's your host, the Ryno.
I am the Ryno in this is my report. Today, Tuesday, May 23rd, 2017. And we are coming to you, as always, from the RWB Network studios here in New York and broadcasted live by CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm a guy, and I loathe shopping. Loathe it. They say it's better to give than to receive. I disagree. Giving means I have to go out, find a parking space, hope some moron doesn't hit my truck, maybe I'll find something in the store the receiver will like, and then I have to stand online while somebody in front of me undoubtedly has a coupon argument with the cashier. So, bottom line, if I can't order it online, you're not getting it. It's as simple as that when it comes to me. I don't like being in stores, period. There's no discernible exits, a lot of shifty people, the ultra-friendly retail staff, and some pimpled-faced teenage manager asking me if they can help me. No thanks. Some people have nightmares. They have nightmares about dying, being lost, drowning, getting chased. I have nightmares about being locked in a store. And those nightmares came true for one woman from Titusville, Florida. It's always Florida, isn't it? She went into a CVS drugstore at around 9:50 p.m. at night to buy a birthday card. When she went to go check out, there was no one there. To make matters worse, her movement in the store triggered an alarm and a metal gate to now descend. She stood in front of a security camera and called the police. A few minutes later, our friendly pimple-faced manager came to let her out. Moral of the story, order your birthday cards online. All right, big show today. First up, once again, terror strikes in Europe. This time at a concert in Manchester, England. What mainstream media was hoping to be a false alarm turned out to be another suicide bombing by ISIS, and the worst terror attack England has seen in almost 10 years. But nothing to see here, right? You know, because Trump colluded with Russia. Also, this latest attack shows how woefully unprepared we are for similar incidents here at home. What happens when security staff at a large event denies the terrorist access to the venue? Well, they're waiting outside. It's a fear many security specialists have had for a long time. The question is now, how do we combat it? And on today's show, the best way to combat terrorism in this country may be to find a way to dismantle the Democrat Party. While President Trump has begun to eat away at their union donations, could the new White House budget actually spell the end for the left's most extreme party? We have all that, plus North Korea may have the ability to strike U.S. bases. Billy Bush thinks he's a victim now. And whatever happened to Amy Fisher, the Long Island Lolita? Do you really want to know? Well, now she's streaming on the small screen. We have a lot to get to today, guys. As always, follow me on Twitter at Ryno On Air, and check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/The Ryno Report. We'll be right back.
Here's a special message for those of you who owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes. The IRS has special programs in place that could eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. With a call to National Tax Helpline, you can stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. Once you've qualified and enrolled, the IRS will stop all the collection activities against you. These unique programs have been allocated to help the economy and significantly reduce or eliminate your tax burden. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more, call now for free information and to see if you qualify. Take down the number now for the Tax Helpline, 800-565-7933. That's 800-565-7933 for free information. 800-565-7933. That's 800-565-7933. Edition of the Ryno Report. We had a long weekend episode. It went 4 days. 4 days for the weekend show. It's time for some fresh stuff. Hey,
big shout-outs to everyone listening on Red Nation Rising Radio, Streaming Talk Radio, KLRN Radio, WesternFreePress.com, and, of course, CRNTalk.com, and that's on Channel 1, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, or you can go to RynoReport.com, go to the Listen Now page, and click the Listen Now button. It's all right there, and you can listen to us live right there. You can always email me, Ryno, R-Y-N-O, at rwbnetwork.com. So, got the housekeeping out of the way. I don't like stores. That is a fact. And when I read this first story, it really hit home for me. Not just because I have nightmares about getting trapped in a CVS. I actually got trapped in a CVS. Well, the foyer of a CVS. See, in prison, we would call that a sally port. But in CVS, they call it a foyer, right? The two doors, the one's got to close behind you before the other one opens. Well, this is what happened. And then we'll get into today's topics. What happened was I was online with the stinky, smelly people and the shifty people and the pimple-faced manager helping me. And I paid for I got a Snickers bar, whatever it was I got. I got something there. Nothing contagious. I wasn't getting medicine for anything contagious. And I go to walk out, and I get into the foyer, and as I enter the foyer, and I hate when they say foyer, it's a foyer, okay? It's not a foyer. I get into this thing, and right away, the alarm bells start ringing. I thought I hit the lottery jackpot. I thought quarters were going to come shooting out of the walls. And what happened was somebody stole something, and the manager must have hit a button somewhere. And at the same time that I'm getting ready to exit this thing, the doors lock and these metal gates come down. They come right down. I'm like, oh man, I'm trapped in the foyer. And not only am I trapped in the foyer, I'm trapped in the foyer with the thief. It's me and the thief in the foyer, mano a mano. We looked at each other, and I said, don't even try it. Don't even try it. And we sat there until the cops came. That's why I believe in the Second Amendment, for instances like that. Oh, God, I hate going to stores. You know, there's no good way to segue this. There's really not. Last night, they had this bombing in Manchester, England. 22 dead, 59 injured. These numbers will go up. I'm sure they'll go up. I think some places are saying 23 dead right now and plus 60 injured. We'll see. This was at an Ariana Grande concert. How come no one could pronounce her name? I didn't know who she was until last night. I thought that was a drink at Starbucks. No one could pronounce her name. They're saying Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande, she's rather popular, I guess. She has like 40 million followers on Twitter. I only know her because she's the one that licked the donut at that. It was last year maybe. She was on some line and she picked up a donut at a bakery and she licked it. And then it was like a whole big thing and she apologized and there was some reference to fat Americans. I don't know. Whatever it was. So the average age of the attendees at an Ariana Grande concert is somewhere between 10 and 20 years old. Some of them have people with them, parents hopefully, and they're mainly female. If you see an older man not with any young children at an Ariana Grande concert, you better look at the license plate and check for like the Amber Alerts because there's something weird about that. Now, they're saying this may have been a nail bomb. I guess the wounds were consistent with a nail bomb. ISIS has claimed responsibility. It is worth noting that ISIS did now attack a place with a majority of females, most of them young. They're coming after our children now. They're coming after our children. And this comes on the heels of President Trump's visit to Saudi Arabia and Israel. Now, it is also worth noting that this was the first flight. Did you guys know this? The first flight ever from Riyadh to Israel. It's never happened before. Not ever before. No one's ever done it. They made sure that President Trump's plane, Air Force One, went from Riyadh to Israel. Now, no mention of that from mainstream media. If that was Obama, it would have gotten the highest praise It would have been on the front pages of every single paper in America. King Obama breaks the long tradition of no plane flights from Riyadh to Israel. Now, I was a little miffed last night, of course, because of this bombing, but also because of the coverage. Mainstream media waited almost an hour and a half. 90 minutes from the first reports that there was an explosion at this concert. They had to get their talking points out. We have to talk about Trump and Russia. We can't show you terrorism. That we just definitely can't do. And that was so aggravating to me. Because there are people who may have loved ones over there. There are people looking for missing people, and they stayed. They stayed with their programming. Manchester was trending #1 on Twitter, head and shoulders above anything else. And they stayed with their programming. And it's not like they didn't have any information, because Sky News was right there. You know, Sky News, Fox News' sister network that they may or may not be able to buy pretty soon. That really, really annoyed me. And then the first couple of reports you saw on Twitter, this was terrible. The left comes right. They cannot wait for this to be just some white guy who did it. They can't wait. And they start talking about the Irish. It was the Irish. The IRA, they've been bombing Manchester for centuries. Douglas Adams. Not the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy Douglas Adams. That's the kind of nerd I am. But the IRA Douglas Adams. And they couldn't wait for it to be some Irish guy who did this. But it's not. You know why? Because it's always the same guy. It's the same thing. It's a middle-aged Arab male. That's not profiling. That's called description of a criminal. And that's what this is. It's always been this way. You know, the left, they have this weird fascination with romanticizing terrorists, or as they call them, freedom fighters. That's what the left thinks someone like this is. I'm not even going to give you his name. It's not worth it. Not worth it. You know, it's a sick fascination. It's a demented version of what they think to be this fight for freedom that these terrorists are on against us. Just look at the Weather Underground, right? People like who the Clintons pardoned, terrorists. But they don't really want to tell you about the terrorists. They couldn't wait for this to be some Irish guy. They were just waiting. And they're going to find some way to spin this, just like they spinned the Pulse nightclub attack. That was a spin job of the highest order. Nothing to do with terrorism. Had everything to do with the fact that he was a gay Arab and he didn't feel like he had a place in the world. Well, what was this guy's excuse? He couldn't get tickets for the concert? We'll be back with more with this. Hang in there, guys. This is the Ryno Report.
The legends of Ka'anapali Luau at the Ka'anapali Beach Hotel will take your breath away with an abundant feast, spellbinding dances, and music from Lei Pono Productions. Be greeted with a lei and browse to see island crafts made by local artisans. As you hear the pu or conch shell blow, your luau experience will begin. The featured entree is a whole roasted pig and a bountiful menu of some of Hawaii's favorite food choices. Oh, you can't forget our famous made in-house taro poi. As your night comes to an end under the spell of the moon, be amazed by the famous firewalk. By the end of the night, you'll be full, and we hope you'll have made new friends and some forever memories while you continue to listen to music from Maui's local Hawaiian musicians every Monday night at Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel. Ka'anapali Beach Hotel, voted Best Aloha Spirit by Hawaii Magazine readers. Call 667-0128 or visit legendsofka'anapali.com for your exciting island adventure.
When you really want Italian food, you've got to go to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. And if there's one thing about Columbo's, it's their tradition of giving back to the community. This year, Columbus is asking you to help the Los Robles Medical Center. They send teams of doctors, clinicians, and support staff down to Honduras. And when it comes to health, Honduras is below third world country status. It's that bad. Any contribution for the purchase of medication and supplies for the unfortunate in Honduras is needed right now. The Los Robles Medical Mountain Team leaves for Honduras in August, so your contributions are needed now. Please help and make a difference. Go to friendsofbarnabas.com, friendsofbarnabas.com. Then scroll down to the donate button and designate the funds to Los Robles 2017. And thank you.
If you have a loved one you think has a drug or alcohol problem, listen closely to this message. The clock is ticking on your family, and when it stops, someone dies. Alcohol and drug-related deaths have doubled in the last few years. You don't have time to wait. If you think your loved one has an issue, call Ken Seeley Rehab now. Let us help your family. We'll focus on fixing the core issues and help your entire family heal. And we are not just another revolving treatment center. You're not just another number to us. You're a family. We can help your family heal the shame and the pain of addiction. Ken Seeley Rehab accepts most PPO insurance policies. If this is you, call now. We want to help.
800-978-4814. 800-978-4814. 800-978-4814. That's 800-978-4814.
Guys, welcome back to the show. Check out all the older shows, including the Weekend Edition on iTunes, TuneIn, Spreaker, Stitcher, Podbean, or iHeartRadio, your favorite podcasting site, or RynoReport.com. They're all there. So the left is going to find some way to spin this. Also worth noting in their coverage that after a couple of hours on MSNBC, CNN, the worst terror attack in England in 10 years, after a couple of hours, we got to go back to talking about Donald Trump. We got to go back to Russia, the collusion. They got to try to keep it alive, which is, you look at that Harvard report, that study we looked at last week. You know what? As it turns out, Fox is fair and balanced. A Harvard study says that. And even they were 52% negative towards the president. But NBC, ABC, CBS, 94, 95, 98% negative towards the president. They know that when the American people see horrific acts like this, that we say we need a strong leader. We need to worry about our borders. We need to worry about our children. And that feeds into the election of someone like President Trump, who guaranteed and promised we would be a safer country. So anything the left can do in media to try and take away from that is what they're going to do. This was a horrific attack. But they're going to find some way to spin this, just like they spinned the Pulse nightclub. Omar Mateen. This guy would tell anybody that listened that he was a terrorist. The FBI did a 15-month investigation. They found nothing. A couple of weeks later, he kills 50 people. What's the spin from the left? He was mad because he couldn't be openly gay as a Muslim. That was the spin. No, that's crap. That's absolute, a hot, steaming pile of crap. The Muslim religion vehemently opposes homosexuality. He screamed Allahu Akbar and killed people who were openly gay. And he did it for Islam. That's why he did it. That's the real story. So they're going to find something here. The guy didn't have a job. His girlfriend just left him. He couldn't get tickets for the concert. They're going to find something. The left, mainstream media, they are detrimental to your health. There's no other way to put it. And this bombing explicitly targeted children. What will it take for the left to acknowledge that these people, these terrorists, need to be eradicated and not allowed into this country? The left opposes securing our border. They oppose the proper vetting of people who come from these countries. They oppose the travel ban designed for keeping us safe. They don't believe in the sanctity of human life. The left is too concerned with turtles and whales and snails and icebergs. They don't care about the sanctity of human life, not even children's lives. They idolize places like the EU. They love it. They love the idea of open borders, changing demographics. We all know what that means. Chaos. They like chaos. When you have chaos, it's easy to take control. They like citizens in fear. They romanticize people like Bill Ayers and Che Guevara. They like that. The left is becoming a terrorist party themselves. They like the idea of multinational leaders. They love the idea that somebody 10,000 miles away can control what goes on your children's lunch plate. They love that. All under the guise of being this global community. It sounds so good, right? But it has the designed outcome of globalist control. The left is mad that our country is as safe as it is. Here in this country, we open businesses, we carry guns, we honor our flag, we question government, all the things that makes them cringe. It absolutely makes them cringe. The left idolizes groups like ISIS. And it's so sad that we have to say that. But they really do. In fact, they emulate them. They're jealous of the control a group like ISIS has. They mimic their moves. They remove history. ISIS removes Christian history from all over the region. What does the left do here? They remove our history in Louisiana, Alabama, Arkansas, Mississippi. History gone. They love the assault on Christian values. The left emulates ISIS. They are becoming the American version of a terrorist organization. When we come back, we're going to keep talking about this. There's a lot more to get to on this. And then we're going to talk about the White House budget. Because this is a budget many of us have been waiting many, many years to see. And a lot of people aren't going to like it. And Canada may be growing pretty soon. I'll tell you why when we get back.
Guys don't really talk about antiperspirant. Despite that, 91% of Dove Men Plus Care users recommend it. Here's what they said.
It blocks the, perspiration, I think is the fancy word.
It's comfortable. It smells nice. My girl likes the smell.
Well, it's hard. I think it's quite masculine. My underarms aren't the worst thing at the gym. It's kind of like the Hoover Dam from my armpits, I guess.
Dove Men Plus Care Antiperspirant. Tough on sweat, not on skin.
CRN listeners, when you come to Southern California, stop by a great restaurant, the Dresden Restaurant at 1760 North Vermont Avenue in Hollywood. Enjoy great entertainment, like the music of the legendary Marty and Elaine at the world-famous Dresden Restaurant. The Dresden was a location for the making of the movie Swingers. Now you can swing with stars Marty and Elaine. Plus, enjoy great food, too, like French onion soup, artichoke hearts, and many other great appetizers. Seafood, there's salmon, shrimp scampi, New Zealand orange roughy, halibut, Lake Superior whitefish, and specialties like veal, marsala, piccata, and parmigiana. Plus, we've got a great roast rack of lamb, chicken piccata, and cordon bleu, and pasta dishes, too. Steaks, filet, New York, Chateaubriand for two. Much more, too, including pork chops, prime rib of beef, and an incredibly extra large cut of prime rib. It's the Dresden Restaurant, open for lunch Monday through Saturday and dinner Monday through Sunday. Check us out at 1760 North Vermont Avenue or call 323-665-4294.
The following message is brought to you by Health Markets, your first choice when you need health insurance for your small business. Do you offer health insurance to your employees? Call us now and see if you can save money. Do you want to offer vision and dental to your employees? Call us. Do you think you're paying too much for your current health insurance? Call us. Do you want somebody else to do all the legwork and search thousands of health plans from over 180 health insurance companies nationwide? Call us. We're Health Markets, and thanks to a little-known solution, we could help your business save thousands of dollars on health insurance costs and save your employees money, too. Our service is free. Don't miss the great savings. Call now.
800-997-0151. 800-997-0151. 800-997-0151. That's 800-997-0151.
Health Markets Insurance Agency is DBA of InSphere Insurance Solutions, Inc., licensed in all states. Product availability varies.
Hey there. Did you know that with a bachelor's degree, on average, you could make almost twice as much over a lifetime than a person with just a high school diploma? It's true. According to the 2012 U.S. Census Bureau, college grads with a bachelor's degree make almost twice as much as high school grads. Now, going back to school is easier than ever at Independence University. Log on and complete coursework from the park or the beach or even your couch watching the kids. And Independence University gives you the tools, a free tablet and laptop for undergrad students to use and keep when they graduate. That's right. Get a laptop so you can go to college from anywhere. Take the first step to a new career in business, information technology, healthcare, or graphic arts. Call to find the online degree program that's right for you, and you could be on your way to increasing your earning potential.
800-989-1361. 800-989-1361. That's 800-989-1361.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
All right, welcome back to the show. So we're talking about what happened last night in Manchester, England. We're talking about the left and the elite media, their response. Push past this. Push past this. Because the left, they are emulating what ISIS is doing at a certain lower degree right now. A little bit less right now. ISIS destroying Christian monuments across Syria, Iraq. Well, what does the left do? They destroy our history. Confederate monuments. You don't like it? Hey, listen, there are a lot of people that didn't like what happened in our history. But you need to see it. You need to remember it. It's still part of our history. Very similar. The assault on Christian values. The left has been assaulting Christian values for decades. Just in the last couple of years, we finally had enough. We finally had it up to our earlobes with it. We don't have to tell you how ISIS assaults Christian values. They murder people every single day. Christians every single day. Let me tell you how sick the left is. Get this. One day, 24 hours after the bombing in Manchester, England, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio and Councilwoman Melissa Mark Viverito, she's a total moron, by the way, they name Oscar Lopez Rivera an honoree at the upcoming Puerto Rican Day Parade. Who is Oscar Lopez Rivera? He is a terrorist. He is a convicted terrorist. He was serving a 36-year sentence before Barack Hussein Obama commuted his sentence in January. Go figure. He was implicated in over 120 bombings targeting government buildings and police officers. He's one of the founders of the FALN. Bombs killed over 6 people in the 70s. Why would you honor this guy, this terrorist, this creep? Because the left emulates the terrorists. The terrorists would hold somebody like this up high. And that's what the left is doing too. Because them themselves are homegrown and self-radicalized. You know, there are a lot of sponsors and groups who are pulling out of the Puerto Rican Day Parade. The New York Yankees, they're no longer sponsoring this parade because of this honoree. JetBlue, the NYPD, AT&T and Coca-Cola are probably also going to pull their sponsorships. It looks like the United Federation of Teachers, they're still going to stay. So is CUNY. CUNY is the City University of New York. And of course, Mayor Bill de Blasio of New York City. They're staying. 22 people lost their lives in Manchester because their government just doesn't care about their safety. It's secondary. It's a means to the ultimate goal of control. The left sees them as involuntary martyrs. That's how they're viewed, and that is sick. These were children. Children. Parents said, you know what? You can go to the concert tonight, but make sure when it's over, you come out. Because it's a school night and you gotta go to school tomorrow. They thought they were safe. They thought they were safe. CNN, MSNBC stopped coverage after a few hours. Right back to Trump and Russia. Right back to Trump and Russia. Nothing to see here. It's there, not here. In other words, get complacent. The only way America survives is if we start to take extreme measures. We need to exterminate ISIS. Drop every bomb we have on them. Find every Moab we have in the arsenal and start dropping them on them. The other way we have to combat this, right here at home, is we have to start systematically taking apart the left, the Democrat Party. We need to arrest George Soros. He needs to be arrested. Just follow the Antifa money. He has funded riots. He has funded all sorts of looting. He needs to be arrested. And then we need to put union workers back to work. Because when you put union workers back to work, they're happy. And when they're happy, they'll start changing their leadership around a little bit. And all of a sudden, the biggest donors to the Democrat Party become big donors to the Republican Party, perhaps a conservative party or a federalist party in the future. You need to start chipping away at the money. You gotta chip away at the money. And the big money people for the Democrat Party are George Soros and unions. Now, you'll never get the teachers' unions. Never. Not in a million years. Because themselves, they've self-indoctrinated themselves. Yeah, see how that works? But the workers. And you need to design a budget that encourages people who are not productive, who get everything on the arm, to perhaps, you know what, leave. Maybe they should leave. These are the left's most ardent voters. Moochers are the #1 supporters of the Democrat Party. They may not donate a lot of money, but they vote, and they vote in droves to keep their freebies. Healthcare, welfare, food, pensions, disability, free phones, housing. You know, disability used to be hard to get. It used to be a hard thing to get. I'll tell you a personal story. My father had cancer. When he first applied for Social Security disability, he got denied. 30 years as a law enforcement officer, 50 years in civil service, he got denied. He needed a team, a battalion of lawyers to get Social Security disability. Now, if you have a hangnail, they put you on that. All given to people by the Democrat Party over the years, decades. This just didn't happen with Obama. This has been going on for years. The White House needs to make it not so advantageous to be in this country as a freeloader. Why do you think Mexicans and Central Americans flood in? They flood in for the free stuff. Yes, some do come the right way, and some do come to have a better life for their families and go through the proper channels. And those people I commend, because it's not easy. It's not easy. But they come for the free stuff. They want what our freeloaders have. We need to make it less attractive to be here if you aren't going to be a contributing member of our society. Justin Trudeau in Canada has already said he would take Americans who want to leave. Why not take him up on that offer? Why not take them up on the offer? Well, we're going to talk about the budget here next. And we may have just taken them up on that offer. I'll tell you what I mean when we come back. Hang in there. This is the Ryno Report. Hey guys, Ryan the Ryno DeSico here for my friends at Liberty HealthShare. If your healthcare has become a burden and you're worried about being stuck for another year, listen up, because you do have options. Liberty HealthShare could be the solution to your problem. Open enrollment is here, and this could be your chance to free yourself from insurance. Take this opportunity and join Liberty HealthShare. You can finally be in control and have freedom when it comes to your healthcare. Liberty HealthShare offers an entirely open network, which means you choose your own doctors and you choose your own hospitals. Liberty HealthShare offers freedom from insurance, meaning there are no related tax penalties. To find out how you can easily make the change, call Liberty HealthShare today at 855-585-4237 or visit their website at libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org. Do it today.
Here's a special message for those of you who owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes. The IRS has special programs in place that could eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. With a call to National Tax Helpline, you can stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. Once you've qualified and enrolled, the IRS will stop all the collection activities against you. These unique programs have been allocated to help the economy and significantly reduce or eliminate your tax burden. The IRS is currently accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more, call now for free information and to see if you qualify. Take down the number now for the Tax Helpline, 800-565-7933. That's 800-565-7933 for free information. 800-565-7933. That's 800-565-7933.
Guys, welcome back to the show. Check out all the older episodes, iTunes, TuneIn, Spreaker, Stitcher, Podbean, iHeartRadio, or follow me on Twitter at Ryno, R-Y-N-O, on air. And you can always email me, Ryno, R-Y-N-O, at rwbnetwork.com. So, destroying the Democrat Party is a three-pronged approach. 3 prongs. Sounds easy, may take a little bit more. It may take a little work. First off, arrest George Soros. He's a currency manipulator and he funds riots. Arrest him on federal charges, throw him in the pokey, so long, see you later. That should be the easiest of the 3. Number 2, get these union workers, the steel workers, get these tradesmen, the steam fitters, the iron workers, the masons, the carpenters, the electricians, the boilermakers, get them back to work because they voted for Donald Trump. That's who they voted for. And I'm telling you from experience, that's who they voted for. The teachers' unions, the SEIU, all those BS unions, they voted for Hillary. They're not really unions. The union is for skilled trade. Skilled trade. If you're not skilled trade, I don't consider you to be union. That's just my New York values there coming out, perhaps. The third thing you have to do is you have to get people to start recognizing that perhaps it is not advantageous to live here if they can't get all the free stuff. Because the people taking the free stuff are the people that vote Democrat. This is a design that's been in place for many, many years. The health care, the welfare, the food, the pension, the disability, the free phones, the free housing. Well, why would you vote for somebody who wants to take that away? It ends the free ride. We all love free rides, right? It ends the free... So you have to get a budget together that takes care of things like this. And what will happen? They'll go to Canada. They're not going to Mexico. They'll go to Canada. Prime Minister Trudeau said he would take them. He'll be the Statue of Liberty. He'll read the new Colossus to them as they come through North Dakota on the highway we build from the infrastructure bill, right? And he could welcome all of them, give them all the free stuff they want. Let's see how Canada deals with it. Let's see how their economy handles that. Their economy exists only 25 miles from the U.S. border. After that, it's nothing. They want it so badly, let them have them. Let them go. It cannot be attractive to be here if you're not going to be productive. I know we can't say it. We're not allowed to say it. It's the unspoken thing. You can't talk about taking away welfare. You can't talk about taking away Social Security, disability. What are you, nuts? They're going to call you a racist. They're going to call you every name in the book. I don't care. I just don't care. I've been called every name. I've heard them all. Doesn't offend me in the least. Now, this new budget, it proposes a balanced budget by 2027. Okay, that kicks the can a little bit, but you can't fix this thing overnight. Social Security and Medicare untouched in this budget, the proposed White House budget. I still think you should have to pay into Social Security for 10 years. Pay in as a full-time employee for 10 years to take out of it. You can't say, well, I'm retiring from welfare now, I guess I'll take Social Security. You can't do that. Anyway, that's untouched right now. $800 billion cut to Medicaid. Yeah, over the next 10 years. That will almost bring it in line with what we spend on our veterans. $193 billion cut to food stamps. And I know what the left says to this. I know the argument. You have veterans that you guys don't care about. That they get food stamps. They have to eat, the veterans. This is where it's all going to make sense. Because when this thing goes to the House and to the Senate, they're going to put a provision in there that if you are a veteran on food stamps, you get to keep them. I know what they're going to say. You're going to take the food out of the veterans' mouth, the people you claim to fight for. It's okay. They're going to be okay. They're going to be just fine. President Trump is taking care of veterans. That much I can guarantee you. It's funny, Budget Director Mulvaney said, if you're on food stamps and you're able-bodied, then you need to get to work. You can't say it. You're just not allowed to say it. It's taboo. It's taboo in this country to say stuff like that. I don't care. I'm sick of this. It's about time somebody fought for the everyman. Somebody fought for the person losing 46% of their paycheck, and it goes to people who were sitting around watching Maury Povich all day. This budget also has $2.6 billion in border security. 1.6 of that goes towards building wall. The other billion goes towards the other stuff. Hopefully the turrets they put on top of it. It also cuts foreign aid by 10%. The left argues there's no jobs. You tell them to get jobs, but there's no jobs. There's plenty of jobs. Or we can have workfare. How does that work? That works good, huh? Every fast food place in America is hiring. You can work there, too. And rumor has it you might get $15 an hour pretty soon. See, the left has told people for so long that they're worthless, these people start to believe it. They start to believe it. You also have the $1 trillion infrastructure package coming. We're going to build bridges. Put some of these people out there building bridges. Put them on building highways, fixing dams. Locate your work boots. We're tired of supporting you. There's going to be $1 trillion out there. Go make some of it. This was the biggest complaint I heard from union workers before the election. When I was talking to the union workers before the election, they weren't talking about emails. They weren't talking about Bill Clinton's sexual deviance. They weren't talking about Hillary passing out at 9/11. They were talking about how they do all this work and they have to give tons and tons of money away. They risk their lives working on these buildings 10,000 feet in the air while somebody sits 3 feet off the ground on a couch watching Jerry Springer. That was their big complaint. So the unions are already shifting, Trump. Slowly but surely, we are picking apart the Democrat Party. But it may mean the Socialist Party in Canada gets just a little bit bigger. Pack your jacket. Pack your jacket.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's to see the memorabilia of movie stars and theatrical magic right in downtown Fullerton, California. See the Art of the Masters, an Italian town square complete with storefronts of old Italian butchers and cheesemongers, fruit and wine vendors, seamstresses showing their wares, fairy lights from cathedral ceilings, and our ancestors smiling down at you from the family love altar. The romance of Romeo and Juliet, and find the mystical Room of the Moon. And don't forget King Kong, Dracula, Frankenstein, and who knows what awaits you in the wine cellar. Enjoy the great food. We hand stuff our pastas, roll each and every tortellini, bake our own bread, make our own sauces fresh from our private stock of Sicilian family recipes. From pasta to seafood, chicken to award-winning pizzas, tiramisu flown in from Rome. If you can't find something on our menu to tempt you, you don't like Italian food. Try our Sunday brunch, just $18.95, and Angelo's and Vinci's has been named 2 years in a row Best Italian Restaurant in Orange County. Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurant at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Call 714-879-4022.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. This is the last segment. I got so much more I want to talk about. This is the last segment. We'll keep this going tomorrow, I promise. As always, check out the older shows, iTunes, TuneIn, Spreaker, Stitcher, Podbean, iHeartRadio. And as I said before the break, I talk to union workers all the time, real skilled laborers, skilled workers. And they didn't care about Hillary's emails. They didn't care about Bill's sexual deviance. They didn't care about Hillary passing out in 74-degree weather at the 9/11 memorial. They cared about handouts. And they all said it very quietly, as if it's one of those things you have to say in the confines of your own home with the lights off and the shades drawn. You can't talk about it anywhere. But this was their concern. Many of these guys are not well educated. They're not, and they admit that. But they make a lot of money. A lot of money, because they are very good. They're great at what they do. They learned a skill. They knew they were not going to be rocket scientists. They knew they were not going to be working for SpaceX or NOAA. They knew it. So they learned how to weld. They learned how to plumb, how to be an HVAC technician. They learned how to be a rigger. They learned certain trades that they knew they could do. And they went to school for it. 5, 6, 7 years, union school. And they make a lot of money, but half of their check, because the tax bracket they fall into, half of their check goes towards the handouts. Half of our budget is handouts. And that was their number one concern. And I said, why are you talking quietly? Say it. It's fine. You're allowed to have this opinion. So that was their problem. Listen, when we have this infrastructure bill, $1 trillion, the first project is we put in the big highway. You put in the highway straight through the gut of the country, and everybody who wants the free stuff, they can just take the highway and go north. Hey, it's what Turkey did, right? If Turkey can do it, why can't we do it? You can't encourage people to want to take stuff on the arm all the time. They will never want to fend for themselves, right? When you rob Peter to pay Paul, you're always going to have the support of Paul. Very, very simple. Now we just need the spineless GOP and the extremist Democrat Party to pass this thing. Who knows? They might not. But this is what you have to do. If you want to start rooting out terrorism, if you really want to be safe, you have to start trying to pick apart the Democrat Party. They are culpable in all of this. The Democrat Party was culpable at 9/11. It wasn't a high degree of culpability, but they were culpable. There was some there. And, the 9/11 Commission and all that, they all covered the whole thing up. They are the number one reason we are not safe here in this country today. We're safer than some, but we're not as safe as we used to be. Hey, last little thing here. Not sure if you guys heard about this, and way off topic. Do you remember Amy Fisher? The Long Island Lolita? The one who shot Mary Jo but a few points in the face? Well, she's back on Long Island, and she's, I think, 42 years old. She's got a couple of kids now. She's a divorcee. She's working from home now. She's self-employed as a webcam girl. Yeah, she's doing sexual tricks online, I guess. Streaming live on the small screen. $10 a minute it costs to interact with her. Yeah, that's what she's doing now. The people in the neighborhood are saying she's doing that from home, but I have kids that live here. And I'm saying, your kids already knew it. They knew it before you did. All right, guys. Hope you learned something today. Thanks for hanging out with me. A big thank you to all those serving our country at home and abroad. And a huge thank you to those in the law enforcement community. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for all the hard work. Please keep it up. And above all, please stay safe. God bless all of you. God bless all of your families. Have a great rest of your day. And until tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. I'm the Ryno, and I'm out.